How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. We're about to get a $1,200 stimulus check. So today I'm going to show you how you can stretch this to last you over a month. There's a certain need to make your money last at times like these. And I personally am not immune to all of this because even as a YouTuber, I make YouTube revenue. And what I'm seeing is at first it was down about 10% and now it's as bad as about minus 25% given the same amount of views. You really just have to look at the basics that you need, which is food, water, shelter, and internet, because you need internet a lot these days. When I reviewed my expenses, what's odd is that it's not that different from my day-to-day life. Other than that, I probably am not gonna go to any restaurants at all going forward. As long as this isolation remains in place, I will probably hold on to some of my electronic purchases because everything that I have, I can just make do. For example, I have a need for a new hard drive, but I can still make do without it. I can just try to clear up my other hard drives, just kind of make a little bit more room because I have time now to do something like this, and you can essentially trade your time for a lot of convenience, and you don't have to buy a lot of convenient things and do a lot of things yourself. For example, you don't have to get takeout. Instead, you're gonna be at home all the time, so why not buy a lot of raw ingredients, make it yourself, make your own brownie mix or whatever. You can make your own dinner and you can save a lot of money that way. Therefore, by the time you get this $1,200 stimulus check, you're essentially not gonna go over budget. You can just spend only the stimulus check, and hopefully they're gonna give another stimulus check if this lasts much longer than 1 month. Now, I'm actually not treating my home as a prison where I cannot go outside at all. Sometimes I might wanna just step out into the front door, walk half a block away. If I don't see anyone else, then I would, but if I see other people, I'm not gonna go out there. I have gotten in my car 2 times since this isolation and went around driving everywhere. Today I went out just to take a look, just kind of spy on everything and see how many people are out on the streets, see how many people are out on the freeway and stuff. And to my surprise, and it actually makes me feel a lot more calmer to see a lot of people out there. Although I think it's not actually a good thing because we're trying to socially isolate ourselves, right? So that we won't give a disease from one person to another. And over here in the East Bay area, when I went out, I still see a lot of people walking around, and I see more than a few people congregating. I see people walking down the streets, but certainly a lot more people have their masks on. People are going to grocery stores and things like that, but it's not the same sights as other very, very locked down cities, right? Where you can walk down the streets and you don't see anyone at all. I can take a peek at the freeway and I see at least 10 cars on each side of the road already. I went past the gym and I noticed that it's closed. No one's in the parking lot. I checked out a lot of different restaurants and it seems like they are open. A lot of them are open, and I'm just surprised that they didn't just close down everything right now. It seems like no one's in the many restaurants that I saw, but then they still have takeout, so reasonable over here. Not as close as I imagine it to be. Now I'm gonna go through my expenses. I've done this before. I'm gonna do a concatenated version because some of my expenses has changed a little bit. I'm gonna update you guys on what they are, and essentially without going to restaurants, without buying gadgets and stuff, without any kind of travel, I'm essentially going to reduce my expenses all the way down to $1,350, $1,200 or so, which is roughly the amount of the stimulus check. So if I personally can qualify for one, I'm not sure if I eventually will or not, but if I do get it, I can essentially take this check and just live on it for an entire month. And I think after this one whole month, if we still have some isolation thing, they're probably gonna introduce yet another stimulus check. So 2 months in a row, I can essentially live on these things even without any YouTube income. Housing, property tax, and HOA, all of this cost me $417 a month. It's increased from $400. You might be asking, why the heck is it so low? It's because I paid off my house. I'm only paying property tax and HOA. I combine all of this to sort of obfuscate things, I'm just gonna call this my housing costs per month. The healthcare insurance, it has increased from $300 some dollars to $364. This is really ridiculous, just in a span of a year or two. And my monthly cost has increased by $60. I feel like I have to decrease other things to compensate. My groceries before I went into this isolation, I spent about $400. I bought a lot of groceries from different places. I bought a lot of sardines, I bought some flour, all kinds of different kinds of food. And generally, it's not that expensive. Every single meal might cost me somewhere between $2 and $4. So every single month, you can go $30 times 4, it's about $120 every single month. Just add in a little padding there, I'm just gonna call it about $200. My car insurance is $94.44. As you guys know, I just bought a new car and I have the Tesla insurance, and this is what it's costing me, $94. My internet service is $55, and I really have to keep this because I use it all the time. I need it to upload videos. There's no way under this isolation am I going to produce a video and then go out to some McDonald's or Starbucks or something and then upload it there. No way am I gonna do that. So internet is sort of one of the life things that you need other than food, shelter, and water. Gas and electric runs about $55 every single month, and I lump this in with housing. I consider this housing because when you have a house, right, you just don't have a hut with no utilities, with no running water, and no toilet and stuff, right? So gas and electric is one of them. I have water, about $24 a month. Trash is about $20 a month. If you live in an apartment, sometimes it's included with the rent, but I personally have to pay for it myself. I have a scooter, a gasoline moped type of thing. I think it's about 150cc. It cost me $6.56 a month, and this might be something I can cancel. I might be able to just lop it off and say, I'm not gonna pay this, I'm not gonna drive it for the next 6 months, and save myself $7 a month. It's actually not that much money. If I'm not gonna use my car all that much, right? If I'm only gonna use it as a joyride, I'm not gonna go to a restaurant, if I'm not gonna go to San Francisco or something, then what's the use for the car? I don't need it. So potentially, if I'm hurting, which I'm not really hurting all that much, I could potentially cancel my car insurance and just park my car here. If I need to go somewhere, I can ride my bike, I can use my electric scooter, I can use my gasoline scooter, different kinds of transportation modes that I can use instead of paying for my car insurance. So all of this adds up to $1,235.60. Not that much, and the stimulus check of $1,200 probably gonna cover this pretty well. Now, what's more important than the things I do pay for is the things I don't actually pay for. Now, let me go over these things. School loan, some of you might not have the luxury of not paying for a school loan. I paid mine off a couple years ago, I think I made a video about that. But you see the advantage of paying your loans off now, right? Because once you pay it off, if you come into crises like these, you no longer have to pay for them. Your burn rate is extremely low. You don't need that much money to survive. You're not gonna default on your school loan, mortgage payments or something. You're not gonna stress out over it. So paying these loans off really reduces my stress. My cell phone plan is 0, landline, I don't have a landline. Video service, I don't even have video service. I don't have Netflix or no cable, no Hulu, whatever. I'm just using the trial subscriptions if I ever want to watch anything. And I noticed these subscription services like CBS All Access, right? They extended the trial from 1 week to 1 whole month. So you might be able to take advantage of those and just sign up for them for a month and just make sure you cancel them before that 1 month is up. Mark a thing on your calendar. No magazine subscriptions. If you have one, this is probably the time to cancel it. Food subscriptions, I don't have any of that. I'm not even going to grocery stores right now because what I plan to do for maximum safety, I already have 2 months worth of food, right? So what my plan is, I'm just not gonna go out. I'm not even gonna go to the grocery store because the danger is exponentially increasing right now, and I do not think it's worth for me to get it, even though if I get it, right, I probably will survive. But once I get it, it might mean I have to quarantine myself for like 2 or 3 weeks before I can go go outside and do other things. So on top of this, any kind of maintenance like home repair maintenance, some things are gonna be falling apart sometimes. Can put those off. Car maintenance, I can put those off because my brand new car, I don't need to pay anything for maintenance. Gasoline, I still have the gasoline moped, right? But the cost of filling that up, it's incredibly low. Every single time I go to the gas station, it's only half a gallon, and that costs like $2. So, we don't even have to care about that. Fast Track, which is our Bay Area electronic toll. If you don't go anywhere, you don't cross bridges, then you don't have to pay anything for a fast track. I have a Clipper card, which is something that you use to take buses, the mass transit system called BART over here in the Bay Area. Again, you don't go anywhere, so I'm not gonna spend anything on that. Restaurants, a lot of people might not like to cook, right? But I see a lot of people getting takeout. For example, a lot of people are getting to go pizza. Maybe they're gonna order from restaurants. I'm taking this chance to like not use any of those at all because I see that as being a non-zero chance of getting something contagious from the food. I've read articles saying, oh, the chances are very, very low. But to me, this is kind of like if someone sneezes on something, right, on the packaging of the food, that essentially is a mode of transmission. They sneeze on it, you bring it home, you touch it, you touch your face because you think everything is safe because you're gonna eat it, maybe wipe your mouth or something. So you can read all the articles you want and say, okay, it's a very, very low chance. I'm just not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna be like, this is gonna be a completely sterile thing for me. If I stay home, if I don't go out, if I don't go to restaurants, if I don't even go to supermarkets, I'm just gonna use up my supply first. From this point on, I'm gonna eat up everything until I have nothing left and then I'll go out. I would think that is the maximal safety that I can possibly have. Obviously, no travel expenses. I'm not gonna go on flights. I'm not gonna get hotels, so that's zero. You're not gonna buy any clothing. Most of the time these days, I'm just wearing sweatpants anyway. Today is a special day because I thought I'd wear like a shirt and jeans for you guys, right? Instead of being in my, I just woke up kind of get up over here. I don't buy any gadgets. There's no fun money anymore. So all of us, all those things I'm zeroing out. For the past 2 weeks, this is exactly what my expenditure is. I bought nothing from the grocery store after my initial period where I try to get all the supplies and then it's like completely cold turkey of not buying anything. I didn't even buy anything online on Amazon. So there you have it. This is my expenditure, what I really have been doing these few days, and I hope this gives you some ideas on how to reduce your expenses. I think it's probably better to do your canceling now and not go, okay, well, I'm gonna wait 2 weeks and see how things turn out, because I personally think this is gonna be quite drawn out. It's definitely gonna last another week. It's definitely gonna last 2 more weeks. And I feel like when we get there, they're probably gonna go, okay, we're gonna extend it a little bit more because there's a bunch of infections still going on out there. And our infection rate is actually still going up, especially in California, in New York. So this is gonna take some time for us to hang out over here. You can watch my videos and we're gonna have a chat like this. Don't forget to give me a like on this video. I hope this video helps you out on how to minimize your expenses, especially if you're one of those that got laid off and maybe you're just waiting for the stimulus check. Maybe you're trying to get unemployment and you can just basically use those things only and live just fine, or even live pretty comfortably as I am right now. And as always, don't forget to push that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Thanks for watching.